Hi there, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dragon Tail Tarot. My name is Ariel. This is Mr. Fire Dragon, and we're here to welcome you to your Saturn direct reading for September 18th. So, the story goes that Saturn, the planet that rules Capricorn, has been in retrograde motion for 5 months, starting on April 29th. So, when that goes direct on September 18th, it starts a 7-month forward motion cycle that is actually very, very positive and powerful for all of us, including you. So we're going to talk a little bit about your basic astrology patterns, teach you a little bit about that, and then we're going to do an oracle and tarot spread for past, present, future energies related to this motion. So while you're thinking about it, please do reach out, click that subscribe button and join the Dragon family, and also give it a like up, or what I call a dragon claw up, and let us know that you enjoyed this content. So before we get started, just a few general notes that I'm going to give is that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Sagittarius out there. If the messages do resonate with you, then they are meant for you. If they do not resonate with you, kick them on out to the side to another Sagittarian that they're waiting for. This is going to mostly correspond with Sagittarian Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs, and also all Sagittarian cross-watchers are highly welcome to join us today. So let's go ahead and get started. And I have to just give a lot of love to my Sagittarians. Y'all have been really awesome out there. So here's what's going down. So Saturn is right here. This is the symbol for the planet of Saturn. Cross of matter over the curve of spirit. This is why Capricorns, who Saturn rules, tend to be very much logic and practicality over emotion and sentiment. Even though they've got it deep in there, they always rule with the head a little bit more than the heart. So it's been in the sign of Capricorn after actually spending 2.5 years being in your sign of Sagittarius, because that's the sign before Capricorn. So you've already been through the ringer with Saturn, and that would have happened, a little over like a year ago, because Saturn's been in Capricorn now for about a year. So yeah, you went through it. You definitely went through it. But now Capricorn's in the hot seat. Saturn naturally rules Capricorn, so when it's in its natural sign, it's pretty cool. Just like right now, your ruling planet Jupiter is in its natural sign of Sagittarius. So it kind of fits like a hand in a glove when they're both traveling in the same sign. Also, we can't talk about Saturn without talking about Pluto these days. He's also been in Capricorn since 2007 and also slated to turn into direct motion on October 3rd. Saturn will go direct September 18th at 4:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is a planet that deals with structure, foundations, anything that seems immobile or movable, like institutions or banks, or anything that we've had our whole life. Governments, that's a big one. So when it's in Capricorn, you feel a lot of restructuring, a lot of change going on in the areas of those realms of institutions, governments, and areas that just felt like they would never get shifting, and then suddenly they do. So for you personally, Sagittarius, in your universal Sagittarian chart, which is different from your personal natal chart, there's 2 different ways you can see this. There's the universal energies that affect all Sagittarians and are a little bit more broad, and then of course the personal natal chart for you as an individual, which affects just you. So for all Sagittarians though, Saturn and Pluto are traveling in your 2nd house. This is your Taurus house, deals with money, resources, finances, the values that you have, the things that really matter to you on a deep earthy level. So when Saturn and Pluto are going retrograde, especially Saturn, since that's what we're talking about here, you're really going to feel that in constraints around your money, around your resources, around your finances. And it's kind of feeling like, when is this going to get easier? When is money going to flow more readily to me? And will I feel like I have enough to do the things that I want to do? So that's going to change. Thank goodness. This has been a rough Saturn retrograde period. Rougher than most, which is why I really felt led to do a video addressing it in particular. The spring and summer have been very challenging. A lot of people just feeling very stuck. So this is really shifting up. The energy is changing out. And it's a really wonderful thing to see coming, because Saturn, love him or not, I mean, he's tough, and he teaches a lot of hard lessons. So Sagittarius, that may be something that over the last 5 months that you have also been learning, could have made you really reevaluate your money, the way you spend it, the way you keep a hold of it, and also what's really important to you. If you had, you know, a lot of value or put a lot of emphasis on one part of your life, and then you kind of go, you know what, over the last 5 months, you're like, this isn't really that big of a deal to me. I can let that go. I can sell this. I can give that away. And that could have been part of it as well, because this is all about the review and what gives you a more stable foundation, Sagittarius. You gotta have, you know, a little fund under you so that you can have your adventures that you love to have. So this is a lot about learning those you know, those very, very basic give and take lessons. And, you know, Saturn's very karmic, so whatever we put out comes back to us, whether it's good or bad. And that also, it's like if you'd been spending too much, you know, it's like you feel the consequence of it. If you had been, you know, saving, you might not feel so much of that heaviness around money or material goods. So that definitely is something to keep in mind as well. Saturn's also very much about timing and about patience and about, you know, building your foundation one day at a time. And not getting in too much of a rush. It's like perfection, or, you know, the completion doesn't happen overnight if it's really meant to last. So just give yourself some time, Sagittarius. I absolutely believe that, you know, things are wonderfully moving forward as we go into this last part of the year and into the next. So I've got my tuning forks here. I am a sound therapist, and I have a lot of tuning forks to do sound therapy with. These are pitched to Jupiter, your planet, and Saturn, the planet in question that's going direct. So I've been using everybody's individual forks on all these readings to kind of charge you up, clear the space, and set the mood for the card reading. So let's go ahead and just listen to these tones for a moment. Those are actually so beautiful together. The Saturn and Jupiter sound, truly beautiful. Love it. Wish I could hold those right up to your ears, because when you do, you hear that warm, low frequency hum. It's just gorgeous. Because the planets, that's a very cool thing, is that they actually make, you know, they have a sound, they have a vibrational tone, you know, as they orbit. It's so cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start with your card reading, and we'll do a past, present, future column to see what's going on with Saturn direct for you. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians and ancestors, helpers and healers, please be with us and the Sun, Moon, Venus and rising sign of Sagittarius as we do their reading for the new Saturn direct motion on September 18th, past, present, and future. Please protect their energy as well as mine, and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Ooh, yes. Definitely a turning the past loose for you, Sagittarius. So going into the past position, here's the resilience card, and it says burn away the past. And to me, this connects very deeply with the temperance card in the tarot, which is all about resilience, and that is your energy. So you are the master fire sign, the oldest fire sign, and so that's definitely telling me that you have been already doing a lot of releasing work. Going into the present moment is the sacrifice card. What can you let go of? So this is all about releasing. You've been doing that over the last 5 months, and you're probably doing it still now. You've got that purging going on, and into the future, what an interesting way turn of this turns around is that it's the Oblivion card, which means open your arms. So it's like you're letting go a lot of things that don't serve you anymore. And so this next, you know, the future coming up is saying, all right, Sagittarius, you've cleaned out your closet, you've made room for new, better growth and change. And so now it's time to open your arms and allow the universe to fill your life. Oh, so beautiful. So let's pull some astrology cards and see what's going to deepen up this message. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love this. Okay, so wow, Sagittarius. So in the middle, you pulled the sacrifice card for the present moment, and then for the past moment, you pulled Neptune, which is also sacrifice. So I think this is truly, truly beautiful. You have let go of something really key, and it was probably something that was kind of ego-based, not really healthy for you, something that just wasn't for your highest good. It was not serving you going forward, and it could have been a negative pattern of thought, you know, just an old way of thinking, something physical you were holding on to, but Sag, you have come through that so strongly. So over top of the sacrifice card in the middle, in the present moment, you have Cancer coming up, the sign of Cancer, which is I feel, which is very sweet. It's very sentimental, very nurturing, very mothering energy. Cancer is all about the home, and the moon is what its ruler is. So this, I have a feeling, Sagittarius, with these two astrology cards, with Pisces and Cancer, which is a moon-ruled sign coming up, that Pisces full moon, I'm telling you, that was a big one. It really was very strong for everybody, but it hit you very strong. If you haven't watched my reading about the Pisces full moon for you, you may want to go back and watch that, because this reverberation is still very present with you. And then going forward, over top of the open your arms to receive, you have the first house of the body, which is all about you, your identity, who you are, who you're meant to be. So these are very strong. It's like you're letting go of things that weren't really you, that weren't really a true, accurate reflection of who you were as a person, as a soul. And now that you've done that, now that you've been in process of releasing those things, you might have a little sentimentality about like, oh, you know, that was kind of, you know, hard to do, but now you go forward, and over this next 7 months, it's like I'm fully feeling more like I inhabit my body stronger. You probably feel you're going to have more energy, and you probably feel more physical, like you really want to go out and, you know, get moving and take walks and go places and really feel that that newfound freedom of who you're learning to be again. It's beautiful. So let's pull some tarot cards and let's see what comes up around these messages. We're just going to keep deepening these up to see the full story. Oh my goodness, yes. Oh, so Sagittarius, you know what? I think that you might have actually, for some of you, not all of you, but some of you, this was definitely about letting a relationship go. This was not easy. And so this has been taking some rest and relaxation on your part right now in the present, because it was something that I know for some Sagittarians out there, this was absolutely something weighing very heavy on you for a while, where one person was going in one direction and the other was going in another. And like I said, this is not every Sagittarius, but for some of you, oh, this was something that was really heartbreaking, and it was very hard to make a decision between, should I stay for them, should I go for myself for this. It was just really tough. And so let's get a clarifier. I'm just going to pull another card on top of this Two of Cups and see what comes up around it. Yeah, and this Four of Swords, wow, this has come up twice now from two separate decks. So Four of Swords over top of that Two of Cups, Four of Swords in your present moment carrying over from that. You have really, yeah, this has been emotionally absolutely exhausting and kind of just has really laid you bare. It's like right now, Sagittarius, you need to stay close in the arms of home, of family, of people that you trust that are like family, because this is where you need to recover right now. You need to just go easy on yourself, be gentle with yourself, because right now you are recovering from some really emotional stuff. Not easy, not easy. Let me clarify this Four of Swords in the present, please. Yeah, because you're getting back to that fundamental part of you. You have released so much stuff, and this relationship, whether it was positive or negative, it was hard either way. Whether you experienced the more positive side of the romance or the harder side of it, my feeling is it really stripped you down to your core. It really brought you back to just like, I'm starting all over again. But this is a very powerful card. It's a magician, so you definitely have this power to revive, restore, recover, and recreate a whole new you, a whole new existence going forward. You have lots of choices here, Sagittarius, with that Seven of Cups coming in. Can feel a little bit overwhelming or confusing sometimes, because it's like, okay, which one do I choose? You don't have to choose anything if you don't want to, or you're not ready for it. But I'm going to go ahead and clarify the Seven of Cups, please, Spirit, for Sagittarius. Yeah, because you're really working past getting away from conflict, and I think that that's really what's kind of guiding your emotions, is that you don't want any more, conflicting energies going forward. You really, really want to have true connection with people that it's like the energy is positive, it's reciprocal, it's not a big tussle. It's like it just goes with the flow a lot more readily. So whether you choose, a specific outlet or a specific path over this next 7 months, that's really up to you. But really what you're doing is trying to go for the true connection and not just more strife or more trouble. So let's pull 3 major arcana cards. I'm going to overlay these for a last bit of advice on this. Yeah. Oh, so Sagittarius, I see, and this is very interesting. So in the past, there's that Judgment card. So you definitely had to make some choices, make some strong judgment calls. You're putting yourself back into the power position here with that Emperor card coming up. You've been through some battles, but you've come out of it stronger than ever, and you're really embracing who you are very strongly. And then going into the future, there is this Lovers card. So what I really feel and see is that for some of you, this love that you released, that it just wasn't working, and if it was still pretty positive, this could be definitely coming back together over the next 7 months, slowly but surely. But it really is going to take better conflict resolution, not getting into like little nitpick fights that go nowhere, that kind of thing. But if this is something that you released entirely in the past, a relationship that just wasn't positive, wasn't going anywhere, this could be definite new relationship, new love coming in over this next 7 months as you rediscover and come more full circle back to yourself, and feel your solidity and your roots deepening underneath you. All right, Sagittarius, so these were your messages coming through. I hope you have a wonderful Saturn direct, and I'll be back very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.